everybody, it's the Bull Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, the bench mob is back in Chicago, and today we're going to be talking about how good it has been to have a very good bench in Chicago once again. Now, at the end of the day, our starting lineup does have a lot of talent in it. There's no hiding from that, there's no discrediting that whatsoever, but in my opinion, without the bench of this team, I actually do not know how many wins we would have, but I can guarantee you it's a lot less than we would have right now. This bench has been absolutely superb in every sense of the word. I want to talk about how good it has been. I want to talk about certain connections that have been going through our bench, and also just how happy I have been to finally see some really good quality players from positions that we need as well. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bull Show. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about how good the Chicago Bulls bench has been thus far. Can it improve? I think the answer would be yes, especially when Lonzo Ball comes back. But altogether, your thoughts and opinions on just the bench in total. So, for the most part, the bench has been relatively the same, and that could be a key reason as to why you might think the bench has been solid, because the bench throughout all of this, only one or two players has been the most, inconsistent. Some guys have started, some guys have come off the bench, but for the most part, 3, 4, 5 of those guys have been off the bench for the most part and have played well together. I want to give a huge shout out to obviously our two new signings off of this bench as well, Goran Dragic and Andre Drummond. Not only have their plays been so superb for the Chicago Bulls, but their plays together have been massively important towards this team as well. Andre Drummond has been one of the biggest lob threats in the NBA thus far, and it's because he's got a partnership in Goran Dragic that allows him to be successful. And Goran Dragic just plays off of anybody on this team. His connection has been so good, and they're two guys on this team in positions that we need, and I think it really determines how the future is going to look like for the Chicago Bulls. For example, I think obviously Andre Drummond was a much better backup center option than Tristan Thompson. Once again, no disrespect to Tristan Thompson, but Andre Drummond is just another level. I remember having conversations of people saying that Tristan Thompson and Andre Drummond are the same level. Now, Tristan Thompson's won a championship. I think that's the only difference between the two, but outside of that, the quality level has been with Andre Drummond his entire career. He's been a starting center with the Detroit Pistons. He's obviously been in and around the league right now, and he's come to the Chicago Bulls to kind of prove himself and prove he's worth more money than what he's actually getting paid. So with all of that being said, that's a big positive for the Chicago Bulls. We took a chance on him. Ultimately, we wanted other center choices in the first place. All of us will have to admit that, whether we want new center choices now or not. If we're happy with Andre Drummond, a lot of us wanted different choices, and unfortunately, for those people that didn't get their choices and still want them, I apologize. But for most people, I think we've really become to like what Andre Drummond brings to the table. Again, his rebounding off of our bench has been absolutely amazing. He's become a very good lob threat. From time to time, he does get some very nice blocks as well. Good screens. Very, very good solid stuff from Andre Drummond off of our bench. And in my opinion, that is the best bench center you can ask for in the NBA. I'm going to be real. That's honestly what I feel like at the moment. Maybe there could be some out there that do a little bit more, but I really think Andre Drummond suits what we need. He's so different to Nikola Vucevic as well. It provides so much more diversity from the center spot. And again, I don't think teams can really look at one way to stop us, because if you stop Andre Drummond, you've got Nikola Vucevic out there that can spread the floor from the mid-range or from the three-point line and can make you pay. He's also very good in the post. If you try to stop that, you got lob threats in Andre Drummond. You got someone that's going to dunk every single time he gets the ball. You're going to get a guy that's going to be a bully on the rebounds. It's so good to have. And then Goran Dragic as well. In my opinion, and maybe this is a hot take, maybe it's not a hot take. I think a lot of people might see what I see here. With Goran Dragic, even when Lonzo Ball comes back, Goran Dragic is going to get a lot of game time, and he's going to be the backup point guard. Because in my opinion, I think he's the only really true point guard that we have at the moment. Io has been great in the starting point guard role, and Caruso has been very good off of the bench. Kobe White has had his times here and there this season. And again, we've got a lot of good guards on this team. Lonzo Ball comes back, probably he might start off on the bench just to get the minutes under him and the legs under him, but Lonzo's the starting point guard of this team without a shadow of a doubt. But then Goran Dragic has done so well to impress in such small amount of game time that in my opinion, it's very hard not to see him as the backup point guard for this team. His playmaking, in my opinion, has been very good. He does very well in transition. Elite pick and roll player as well, as we've come to see with Andre Drummond. Very, very good in the backup point guard role. And then obviously when you got Lonzo Ball that could do something very similar, I think this team is going to be much more impactful with those two guys playing together, playing one in the starting lineup and one off the bench. I think it's going to be so helpful for this team. So that is a lot of that bench mob, but there's obviously more to give in terms of that bench mob. For example, Alex Caruso. He may have started 2 games of this season, but our bench mob has been so good when Alex Caruso has been there. Again, he provides energy, he provides toughness, he provides defense. All the defensive stats in the world you could ask for, Alex Caruso provides off of that bench. And this bench does something the starters doesn't do. It plays harder, in my opinion, and it provides a lot more energy. This starting lineup, as talented as it is, I love the starting lineup that we have. Sometimes it doesn't always start off very well. It starts off slow, not very, I guess, energetic. A couple of 5-0 runs, 10-0 runs here and there. And at the end of the day, it does hurt. It hurts this team, and we've seen it hurt this team for most of the games, probably except for the Pacers game. The slow start has been hurting this team. But when you bring in the bench, Alex Caruso's in your face. You got guys like Javonte Green that's going to be running around all the time. You can't chase him. He's always moving. He's never going to stop. Andre Drummond is going to pick up any mess that we do in terms of missing shots. And then obviously you got a starter there as well that will make a difference as well. So very, very important stuff. The bench provides energy. The bench provides scoring. The bench provides defense. In my opinion, I think what was said, I think Andre Drummond said it, but I can't remember. Basically, the bench of this team is a starting 5. And although it's not necessarily a starting 5 in this day and age, if you actually look at the players we have on this bench, a lot of them could be starters on other teams. Andre Drummond could easily be a starter on another team, especially with how he's playing thus far. Goran Dragic has been a starter most of his career. Yes, he's not a starter anymore, but he's got experience as a starter. He knows how to play the game the right way. He's a veteran, and at the end of the day, he's very crafty. Easy choice. Alex Caruso could easily be a starter on any team in terms of his defensive capabilities. It's as simple as that. And Javonte Green, for many people, are arguing he should be a starter on this Chicago Bulls team as we speak. So, yeah. Realistically, this team can be a starting 5 in terms of different teams and different scenarios. And that's why when all of them are on the bench together, it's actually a really positive sight to see. I love this bench mob. Is it the best bench mob in the league? I think it's too early to tell. But the fact of the matter is, this bench mob has won us more games than lost it. I think with the starting lineup of this team, if we had a different bench mob, we might not be seeing a lot of the wins that we actually had. If we saw this bench mob, if we saw last year's bench mob in this team, I don't think we win, I guess, 3 wins and 2 losses. I think we'd be on a negative record right now. That is how impactful they have been. And I'd love to see it continue. I want to see the connection with Dragic and Drummond continue, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely love it. I want to see Caruso, as soon as he comes in, makes any superstar's, I guess, job a lot harder to do. And he's done that tremendously well so far. I want to see guys like Derrick Jones Jr. come in here and there and just get random dunks and go to the foul line. I want to see more of that from the Chicago Bulls team. I want to see the adjustments made. I want to see a lot of our bench mob play with our starters and vice versa. Because this bench mob is so good. We can play so many different lineups and it can work. And in my opinion, again, I'll put it this way as well. The Indiana Pacers game, the bench mob won the game. We had 40 plus bench points, but as soon as you put the bench on, leads extended from 15 points or 10 points to 20 points and 25 points. The bench comes off. Obviously, the Pacers make their huge run. You put the bench on, it manages the run, and we go on and we extend the lead even more. Again, I love the bench mob of the Chicago Bulls, and I just wanted to, I guess, show my appreciation to it in this video. Now, our next game is against San Antonio. I expect the bench mob to be very good in this game as well, and I think we have a lot more quality than that San Antonio Spurs team, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But fair play to the bench. Every game outside of the Cavs one was a very good one from them, and I'm excited to see what we can bring in the future. I'm excited to see the connections we can form, and ultimately when Lonzo Ball goes back into the starting lineup, I'm excited to see who comes out and joins this bench mob in having a fantastic start and hopefully a fantastic season overall. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. If you love the bench mob like I do, ladies and gentlemen, the bench mob is back in Chicago. Let me know in the comments below. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.